Hello guys, welcome to Zero. If you are new to the channel, then subscribe and join us to keep watching videos like this. The greatest scientist in world history, Nikola Tesla. Do you agree that Thomas Alva Edison is a great scientist? Have you heard of Nikola Tesla? If the answer to the first question is yes and the second is no, then this video is for you. Nikola Tesla was born into a Serbian family in Croatia. It was the midnight of June 10, 1856. That is why he was also called the child born of electricity. As his father was an Orthodox priest, he wanted to make his son a priest as well. But little Tesla wanted to learn technology when he saw the various devices and methods his mother had created to make work easier at home. One day, Tesla was struck by a small static electricity generated by the fur of his pet cat and decided he needed to learn about electricity. Tesla, who once worked as a trolley operator in a railway company in his hometown, made the most positive decision of his life. It was to immigrate to America. He comes to America with only a few clothes, a little money for travel expenses, and a letter of introduction. He goes to work in the laboratory of the great scientist, Thomas Alva Edison. There, Tesla has been engaged in much research for some time and has created many designs. Edison knew and marketed DC, direct current electricity. At that time, it was a very expensive service. The need for a power plant for every square mile, the need for thick wires for transmission, the high incidence of fires, and the high cost of repairing damage to the electrical system caused by fire. Due to various reasons, Edison managed to earn huge profits from this business. Realizing that Tesla was more talented than him, Edison's last project to hand over to Tesla was to fix the faults in his DC generators and motors. He also promised to give Tesla $50,000 for that. Tesla finished this work day and night, handed it over to Edison, and asked for the promised money. Then, refusing to give the money, Edison said to Tesla, "Tesla, you don't understand our American humor. Tesla, you don't understand our American tricks." This is how Edison and Tesla broke up. Nikola Tesla started a separate laboratory. JP agrees to provide financial support for this. Morgan and George Westinghouse are the only two companies. It is now that Nikola Tesla has started working. He brings AC, alternating current, electricity to the world. He built the world's first hydroelectric power plant at Niagara Falls in an era when the world had no idea about generating electricity from water. One power plant is sufficient for an entire province. Thin lines are sufficient for transmission and distribution, and production and maintenance costs are very low. For other reasons, Tesla's AC electricity, which we still use today, started to become extremely popular, giving a death blow to Thomas Alva Edison's business. Edison was not alone. He paid off school children and stole pet dogs and cats from New York homes. Eventually, horses and cattle were found. To show that Tesla's AC electricity is dangerous, this great scientist publicly electrocuted all those animals and burned them alive. Tesla, who had an incomparable brain, used an excellent strategy for this. Wearing a suit made like a Faraday cage, Nikola Tesla publicly demonstrated the safety of his product by passing an extremely high current through his body. With this, Edison's DC electricity, which is in a rage, is rejected by all sides, and Tesla's AC electricity, the poor man's friend, becomes popular all over the world. To this day, AC electricity is used in your home. Do you think the great scientist Thomas Alva Edison accepted defeat? He sets fire to Tesla's laboratory and destroys Tesla's notes. But Edison's efforts also failed because he forgot that Thomas Alva Edison had a baby brain in front of Nikola Tesla, who had an incomparable and unusual brain in human history. Nikola Tesla could speak 8 languages. They are Serbian, English, Czech, German, French, Hungarian, Italian, and Latin. He had a memory that he could rewrite an entire book after reading just once. It was possible to create a very complex 3D drawing from the brain and create it 100% completely without any drawing. The damage caused by burning notes to such a brain was very minimal. The Google Elmo Marconi, we all know, invented the radio under Edison's financial support, but he sent the world's first radio message using Tesla's inventions and 17 patents. Take apart the radio and see the Tesla coils, transistors, etc. Tesla responded to the media about this. "Marconi is a good fellow. Let him continue. He is using 17 of my patents." As a very recent court ruling credited Tesla with reinventing the radio, but the majority of the world still doesn't know about it. Robert Watson is credited with inventing radar in 1935. But in 1917, Nikola Tesla was the first to discover radar technology for the American Navy during the First World War. Unfortunately, Edison was the head of the Navy's Research and Development Division at that time. Figure out the rest yourself. Tesla made many other incredible discoveries. You wouldn't be on the internet today without him making fundamental discoveries about the transistor. 100 years ago, he experimented with cryogenic engineering, which is still in the experimental stage today. He was the first scientist in the world to record radio waves from space, designer of the machine that can produce earthquakes. At the time of testing here, the entire New York City felt the earthquake. This technology, HAARP, can also control the weather and is considered the most dangerous weapon in the world. The scientist who discovered the resonant frequency of the Earth, it took scientists around the world another 50 years to confirm this value was correct. Scientists are still not sure how ball lightning occurs, but in 1890, Tesla invented ball lightning. Remote control, wireless communication, neon light, fluorescent light, tube light, AC motor. Everything from blender fan air conditioning to huge machines in factories has AC motor. Floating saucer moving on an electromagnetic field, wireless transmission of electricity. Who do you think invented these? Tesla's last gift to the world was the Tesla Tower built on Manhattan Island. The single tower used the ionosphere above the atmosphere to provide free electricity wirelessly to the whole world. Nikola Tesla should be a millionaire. No. He has always worked to provide electricity to people at a low price and to introduce renewable energy such as hydro, solar, and wind. At that time, when it was thought that there was enough oil in the earth for another 5,000 years, Edison thought that the future would depend on oil. But the extraordinary Tesla saw the future for ages. How can you make a profit when you give electricity to people for free? This is why investors all but abandoned Tesla. Tesla benefited the world by borrowing. This unmarried man, who had a great love for birds and all other animals, passed away as a pauper in his hotel room at the age of 86. Everyone knows about the fraudulent businessman Edison, but not even a school textbook teaches about Tesla, who built the world. But our children and grandchildren are also indebted to him. So it's up to you to think whether Albert Einstein, who was probably only a theoretical scientist, or Nikola Tesla, who single-handedly built the future of the Earth for hundreds of years, is more worthy of being the scientist of the century. Don't forget to comment below your opinion about it. Then, see you again.